whereabouts did you kind of grow up and stuff?
I grew up in Delaware.
Okay.
Selbyville, Delaware.
For some reason, I think Delaware is Texas. But
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I just, but it's not, right?
No, it's so it's like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. Like
So that's like
Philadelphia.
East Coast.
Yeah.
North.
Yeah, north.
Yeah.
East Coast. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, and you're still there?
Yeah. Well, I live in Newcastle, Delaware now, which is even closer to Philadelphia. Yeah. It's like 20 minutes away from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
I know Philly's like you might not know Delaware is, but people know where Philadelphia is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Always musical?
Yeah, I grew up in a musical family.
Like
musical.
through the church kind of thing?
Yeah, my mom sung. My dad played bass. Trustee at the church. Choir director at the church.
Your dad played bass?
Yeah, and the bass player for the church. He was like he had a lot of hats. So
right.
Yeah.
So you just kind of, I mean, like how often are you at church? Is it like a once a week thing or?
Yeah. Growing up, you mean, or now?
Yeah, like growing up.
Man, maybe 3 times a week.
Right.
3 times a week. And twice on Sundays, half the time.
Twice on Sundays.
Right. Sunday
He's
morning, then.
Mom.
Right. Then I always had to have afternoon service, 4 o'clock afternoon service. Yeah, man. I just kind of grew up in that type of atmosphere.
A musical church? Like quite musical?
Yeah, very musical. My like I said, my dad was like head of like all the like music, a lot of the musical stuff that went on in the church. It was like because of my dad, well, not because of my dad, but he was like in charge of it. So
yeah,
just seeing that side of it, and just seeing just how it operates was nice. Yeah.
And so did you start off in the bass?
No, I started off on drums, as many of us probably a lot of people.
Because as a kid, it's the most exciting thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
And especially in church, there's a lot of like drum action
and opportunities. Like, it's offering. Yes. It was like, yeah. No.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, and you still play a bit of drums, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that track earlier on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's still my first love. Still, yeah. I don't think it'll ever not be.
Do you do gigs and stuff on drums these days?
No, no. I play at church here and there, but no, not really. Yeah.
So, what made you shift from drums to bass?
So, I started off on drums, then I went to keys. I started playing keys and kind of I liked it. And but I guess that spot was always occupied because my older cousin was phenomenal at it. So I never felt like I had to I always just wanted to connect with him in different ways, like instead of the piano again. So yeah, drums was one the first way. And then I started playing keys because I liked what he was doing, and so I would share with him sometimes. And then I found myself, like I said, I was telling you earlier, I found myself playing the bass synth at a conference, church conference, and I was young. I was very young, but I just ended up being the bass player, synth player for that conference.
Was there a bass player as well?
No, I was the bass player. Yeah, just but
I guess that kind of harkens back to the old, the organ pedals day kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that was the effect. Well, my dad wasn't at this conference because he would normally be the bass player. Actually, yeah. My dad would normally be the bass player, but for some reason he wasn't at this particular one, and I just ended up playing key bass, in his place. And for some reason, man, I don't know what happened to this day. With the keyboard just didn't work anymore, and so it was nothing there but like a little rusty 4-string in the corner, and I was just like, oh, so who's gonna play bass tonight? So I picked it up, and like I said, man, I fell in love. Like love at first sight. Like I was like, oh shoot.
So it kind of it all made sense.
Yeah.
The instrument and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was instant connection type thing.
Yeah. So then from there on, you were just like, forget about key bass. I want to play the real deal.
Right. Yeah. For a long time, and then I went. Then of course, as my career or as I got older, I started getting back into it, trying to make sure I didn't lose.
Yeah. So was your dad like showing you songs and stuff, or?
The only thing my dad showed, well, he taught me a lot, not through like being on an instrument, of course, because he's my dad first of all, and secondly, playing drums, he kind of taught me how to like "You're speeding up, son." Like, you know, little stuff like that. Like, he taught me how to like,
shut up, Dad.
right. Like he told me how to like really pay attention. Like, just be a lot more aware and be like,
Sure.
don't be so like, oh, this is nice, and be speeding up and just be like,
Because when you're young, that's a lot of time. That's what you're just you're so excited about just playing.
Right.
That's your world, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely important to open up and listen to yourself in context.
Yeah, it really taught me just to listen. You know, that's important when you're in a band atmosphere. It's very important to like just listen to what's going on. You know, how to communicate with the keyboard player, how to communicate, all that stuff. Is
teamwork.
Yeah, right.
Teamwork.
Right.
So no formal lessons or anything?
No, no formal anything. Just church, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, like I grew up in like my home church, Calvary Pentecostal Church, Bishopville, Maryland. Like praise and worship was what they call it now. It was just anybody in the audience could sing whatever song in whatever key, and just sing it. So us as musicians, we had to kind of be like, oh, cool, in whatever key, that person felt like singing in that day.
You just figure it out.
Yeah, like right up. So that was like, to me, the best education I could have ever got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because.
And I'm guessing you're kind of surrounded by players who are kind of somewhat up there as well. That
like my cousin, my family. It was all my family. It was my uncle. My uncle was the guitar player. His son, my cousin, that I was just telling you about, keyboard player was the keyboard player. My dad was the bassist, and later on when I got older, I was a drummer. So we all used to be the band for the church. Just my cousin, and my uncle.
That's a pretty kind of safe environment, I guess. You know, to grow and try and develop your stuff.